Chapter 1. The Family Line. Another sleepless night. Not that I require sleep, but it helps me to feel normal. Whatever that is. I hear shuffling outside. Probably a rat scrounging for food. Good luck. I'm sick of always having to search for a place to rest, even though everyone's displaced these days since the last city fell. I hear the noise again. Louder. Someone's near. Before I have a chance to move, they're at the end of my cot. Swing off the top fabric, grab my weapon from the floor, and then roll across the room, blasting stasis at my assailant. They dodge it entirely, leaving my bed momentarily frozen in time. I fire off rounds, grazing their shoulder. Elsie, wait. No one calls me that. Except for her. The attacker removes her hood. She's changed, a bit worse for wear, but it's her. My stubborn sister. What were you thinking, Anna? Why did you attack me? You attacked me! It's been years since I've seen her. After the bombardment, the last family reunion didn't end well. Crimson line rolls down the length of her arm. You're wounded. It's nothing. I'll be fine. You're not fine. Where's that annoying gnat? Why isn't it fixing you? I said it's nothing. Something's up. I stare through her until she offers an explanation. She's gone, Anna admits begrudgingly. Let's leave it at that. I'm not surprised to hear this. What are you doing here, Anna? I need you to teach me. Show me how to use stasis like you. You really understand how to control it. You're not corrupted like them. She sounds desperate. That's a bad sign. We've been over this. My answer remains no, I say. Anna is smart, but too easily led astray. It's a miracle she ended up how she did. I can't get involved. Every day I make it by the skin of my teeth. Without the light, without the traveler, I'm a sitting dreg just waiting to be picked off. I have bigger concerns. Then family, she asks, trying to pull at my heartstrings. Won't work. I picked up my bag and head out the door. You're just gonna leave? Fine. I'll find someone else to help me learn stasis, so I can take down Savathun. Are things really so bad for her that she has this death wish? You know what she did, Anna. Stasis won't save you. It's a suicide mission. There are others out there that are tired of living in fear too. We can find them. Good. Go talk to them instead. Listen to me. We can attack with the light and darkness, together. Or we can keep our heads low and move on. There's nowhere else to go. You want to run away? That's your choice. But I'm telling you, we can do this, she says. Holds up a satchel and pulls a drive from it. We just need a little help. You have him? I ask in disbelief. What's left of him? The war mind. I guess he didn't vanish with Mars. There is power there. Still a little foolish plan. Although Anna seems hell-bent on learning stasis, and with Rasputin, she'll do it. Once she puts her mind to something, there's no stopping her. I always thought the best way to protect her was to stay away from her. But if I push her away now, can I really say I'm doing it for her? Only trouble is, he's stuck on this drive, she says knowingly. He could use a new vessel. Anna smiles at me coyly. She knows exactly what to do and how to bait me. I cast out a million second thoughts. I can't let my sister get herself killed. Lead the way. Chapter 2. Itinerant Mendicant. Stay ready. We don't know what's in there, I say to Anna, standing in front of the entrance to the deep stone crypt. We'll make our way through the war-torn lab. Aramis's siege before the bombardment sure left its mark on the place. She found darkness here and helped spread it like a plague on the world. Clovis almost did the same in his time. If I remember right, we have a long drop ahead of us. You better hang on to me, I say. She wraps her arms over my shoulders. It's the first time I've been close to a person in over 100 years. I can smell a trace of sodium toluate, but only a trace. She hasn't bathed for a few days. She squeezes tight. I forgot what this felt like. My body produces a fleeting sensation of warmth. I move down the elevator shaft. We land as quietly as possible, remaining still. It's dead down here, but the power is on. Someone must have been here. Or still is. As we make our way through the eviscerated research center, I noticed Anna taking it all in. She seems almost familiar with the place. Clovis was an animal, sure, but what he discovered and built was absolutely incredible, she breathes. Never heard her speak so highly of the old man. She forgets that I was there. Doesn't realize that the hand he played in our future, even centuries ago. This way, she calls out, running ahead. After walking through several corridors, we come to a familiar dead end. It's still there. Clarity control. I dreaded seeing this again, practically a standing testament to all the bad that Clovis did. I want to get away from it, but Anna's fixated. Hey, you ready? We need to keep going, I say. She snaps back to reality. Sorry. Finally, we find it. The place where exos were born. Anna covers her nose as we're greeted with a rotten smell. Slowly, we turn the corner and see a decomposing corpse, desperately clinging onto a lever on a console. The drifter, Anna says. It's hard to tell how long he's been here. We pry his hand from the console and carry him out of the room to try and purge the stench. What do you think he was doing here? I ask. Most likely the same thing we are, Anna says, plugging in her drive. But he failed, probably for the best. He doesn't deserve another chance. It's depressing seeing him like that, all alone down here. Anna works the console. Uploading now. Should be out of here soon. Grab that lever. I pull down and a latch opens, releasing radiolarian fluid into an empty pool nearby. I catch Anna staring at the spot where we found the drifter's body. You ever think we could have done differently? She poses. All the time. Not really, I answer. So much of this death and destruction stems back to us, to our family. I know Clovis was responsible for a lot. He had a hand in bringing the darkness to this world. How do you know that? I ask. Found a journal the last time I was here. It's old, and half the pages were torn out, but it had a lot of information about him when that was salvageable. Of course she's been here before. Clearly she's not telling me the whole truth. What else was in it? I ask. Outside of the redacted memos and experiments, there were some stories and recollections of our family. It's all from his perspective, so he was never the villain. But still, maybe he wasn't as bad as we thought. He seemed to care about us, in his way. Really? He did some good, Elsie. I was there, Anna. I saw the things he did. He was delusional. Of course he was never the villain in his own story. We sit for a while and wait in silence. The pool begins to bubble. Anna jumps to her feet as a slick metal hand emerges from the fluid. Slowly, the exo rises. Silky liquid drips from the tendrils that conjoin the parts. Eventually, it takes its first steps out of the pool. Red? Anna asks timidly. Its head turns. Glowing eyes of scarlet meet ours, and it speaks Russian. Welcome back, old friend, Anna says. We're in business. Chapter 3. Towerless. I keep thinking about the drifter in the basement of the deep stone crypt and wondering when that will be me. Would I have ended up dead, alone, rusting away if Anna hadn't found me? The last city looks worse than I remembered. Buildings leveled and edifices stripped of their vibrancy pollute that was once the last vestige of human hope. The commerce, the children, the bustling life, all gone. Difficult to think about that day. The bombardment. We were hit on all sides. Aramis, the Cabal, Savathun, all attacking our strongholds all at once. We never recovered. When the Dark Guardians turned on Aramis and the Cabal, everyone who wasn't killed went into hiding. Rasputin says something in Russian that I miss, and Anna laughs. Is this what it's like to be with friends again, I wonder, as I stare off into the empty sky where the tower once stood? You were close with the Vanguard, right? I ask. I don't know if I'd say close. We had a working relationship. They trusted me. Still must have been nice. Closest thing to a family. If Zavala could hear that, she trails off. A pensive expression rounds out the lines of her face. What was ours like? Our family, before all this? Didn't your research tell you, Anna? You were with them, with us. You know what that was really like. I don't know. We were a family. Can you try a little for me? You know I don't remember anything. You got to spend time with them. You must be able to tell me something, anything. What did Mom's hair smell like? What was Dad's favorite song? I don't remember everything. Clovis made sure of that. Then tell me what you do know, she pleads. I don't want to have this discussion. You don't have the right to keep this from me. It's my life, too. Drop it, Anna. From behind us, we hear the readying of a rifle. Anna looks at me and inches her finger towards her weapon. We don't want trouble. My hand goes frosty with stasis, while Rasputin's fist clenches. I came to the wrong place, the rifleman says. Anna cocks her head and faces him. Zavala? I turn to get a look. Before us stands the once proud commander of the Vanguard, disheveled in rags. His ghastly white beard is as thick as a steel door, and from the looks of him, a gentle breeze would knock him off his crutch and one remaining leg. Must have taken his ghost, too. Sad to see this deterioration of a body that's been stripped of its light. Commander, you're alive, Anna exclaims. He doesn't lower his rifle. It's me, Anna, she says with hurt in her voice. Her expression never changes. We were planning to take down Savathun. We need to speak with Ikora Ray. Is she here? I ask. He grimaces. She is. He points his rifle towards the flotsam of the tower, buried deep under that. Chapter 4. Unguarded. We stare at Zavala in disbelief. He's so clinical, emotionless, like everything I've heard about him. Some things never change. Ikora's gone, Anna asks, along with everything else. Whatever you come to find, it's not here. Best you go. No, wait. We could use your help, Anna pleads. He turns and hobbles away on his crutch. Anna throws her hands up in frustration. I shake my head, but she follows him with Rasputin at her side. Commander, this all goes back to Savathun. If we can eliminate her for good, maybe there's hope. He stops. There isn't. You can't just walk away. Ikora wouldn't, she says. Zavala turns to Anna. You're just like her. Always were. Stubborn and self-righteous. That's how she ended up there, he points to the rebel. Keep going and you'll meet a similar fate. I'm sure Savathun would happily abide. Anna, this is seeking blood from a stone. Let's go, I say. Surely, she sees how broken he is. I'm not leaving. Without Ikora, he's all we got, Anna exclaims. He doesn't want to help us. You're a coward, Anna screams at him. A coward? I did everything I could to save the city, and her, but we were at odds, just like the two of you. It was our downfall, Zavala says. He shakes his head and sighs. Looks like it'll be yours as well. Commander, I don't command anything anymore. That quiets us. I never had the opportunity to apologize, to make things right. Next time I saw her, it was too late. Don't make the same mistakes I have. I see how much this pains Anna. Damn it. Fine. I'll help. Anna doesn't recall this, but our father, what I remember of him, was a stubborn man. He and I would fight all the time, but I never walked away without telling him that I loved him. The one time I forgot, he never came back. We made mistakes, Zavala, all of us. We won't repeat yours this time. If we fight together, I say. Zavala looks me up and down. So you're the fabled Elizabeth Bray, I take it. I am. We could have used you sooner. Like when the pyramids arrived. Anna chimes in. Our troubles began long before they showed up, Zavala says. They were just the leaves of a tree planted long ago. The Vanguard ran some cloak and dagger missions a while back in the Black Garden. We tried to suppress the Black Heart, ended up corrupting the Guardians who came into contact with it. From there out, Dark Guardians spawned, and darkness slowly spread. I'm here now. That's all that matters. Who's the other Exo? Zavala asks. Rasputin announces himself. You have the War Mind? Incredible. Still, why would you need my help? He's infinitely more capable than me. Rasputin is a weapon, but we need to know where to point him, Anna replies. Which is why we could use whatever information you have to find Savathun. We thought if we could ally with darkness and light, we might stand a chance. Find symmetry where staunchness failed, I propose. That old song, he muses. Even if I could help, the War Mind won't be enough. Not for what lies beyond Savathun. She is only a pawn. Meaning what? You want the real witch. You want Eris Morn. Chapter 5. Almighty, once. We follow Zavala back to his home, inside the wreckage of the Almighty that had crashed long ago. Do you remember this, Warmind? Our great success, Zavala says and gives a half smile, weighted down by years of reclusiveness. And our final victory. Rasputin finds his way over to a console and plugs in. There are files in there I've been trying to decrypt for years. Maybe you'll have better luck, Zavala says. He lights a fire and preps a kettle. I can't imagine Eris, Anna says, her voice trailing off in shock. Eris wasn't. She was corrupted as easily as the rest. She came to me after finding an artifact inside a pyramid on the moon, and deceived us all. The bombardment was her masterstroke, proving that the darkness destroys all it touches. My sister shoots me a knowing and somewhat hopeful glance. What happened that day? It's been impossible to find accurate recounts, Anna says. We were outnumbered. When the Witch Queen found me, she called me the non-believer, as she tore my leg from its joint and pulled the light away from my ghost, discarding me like trash. Ikora had it worse. I looked at Anna, who was hanging on to every word, fighting back tears. The urge to console her rushes up from the pit of my stomach, but I repressed the sensation. I wasn't meant for that. I looked up to the traveler, hoping it would be our salvation from this atrocity, but instead, it just left, discarding me like trash. Ikora had it worse. I looked at Anna, who was hanging on to every word, fighting back tears. The urge to console her rushes up from the pit of my stomach, but I repressed the sensation. I wasn't meant for that. I looked up to the traveler, hoping it would be our salvation from this atrocity, but instead, it just left, Abandoned us when we needed it most. I wanted to reach out and grab it. Make it stay. I wanted it to save us, as we thought it would. But that was it. Gone. Cabal forces crumbled the rest. Rasputin interrupts. What's that, Red? Anna asks. Did he say what I think he said? I ask, perking up. He said Gaul's plans to ensnare the traveler and harvest its light. The blueprints, they're all here. He's copying them now. My mind races. Zavala has been sitting on a gold mine. Looks like you might get your chance to capture the traveler after all, I propose with vigor. We bring it back here, make it fight, and restore the light. You'll need to find it first, Anna says. There's a hesitation in her voice. Rasputin chimes in again, in Russian. What's he saying? Zavala asks. He can track it, the traveler, I say. Clovis installed the capability as a failsafe in case it ever tried to run off. Even with Red tracking it, we need an army to build Gaul's device, Anna says pessimistically. And this is as good as a shot as we're ever going to get. Did you drag me all the way to give up now, I ask? No, you're right. We can figure this out. Zavala smiles faintly while watching us. What do you say, Commander? One last ride for Ikora? Anna knows just what to say. I suppose, Zavala says. If this is the end of the world, we may as well go down swinging. Anna's eyes light up. We still need that army. I know of someone in command of an army who has a bone to pick with Eris, Zavala says. We need to find Marasov. Chapter 6. A Matter of Trust. We've been traveling for a few days now, tracking Marasov based on our last correspondence with Zavala. The signal was farther out than we anticipated. Got a minute? Anna asks, knocking on the entrance to my quarters. Sure. Just wanted to say thank you, coming with me, helping me convince Zavala. I admit it's been inspiring seeing Zavala renewed with purpose, even though he's chosen to keep the ruddy beard. Couldn't have come this far without you, she finishes. It's been nice being with her, despite the circumstances. It's odd having a sister again after all this time. Just doing my part, I reply. Anna stares off. I can tell she wants something, so I wait. I need one more thing from you, she says. There it is. I need you to show me how to use stasis. Elsie, you're proof it's not inherently evil. It can be controlled. You show me how and people will see it's possible. I was hoping we'd move past this. I'm not a figurehead for some movement, Anna. Stasis isn't something you can simply control. It's constant temptation. I struggle still, to this day. Using it takes time, discipline, and even I still haven't mastered it. Not sure I ever will, I say. We will, and when we do, all the deniers will vanish. We'll get our world back. We deserve to get it back. We deserve what we got. Speak for yourself. Countless people died when you sat on the sidelines and watched everything fall apart. If only you knew, Anna, the darkness. Always an excuse. You want to do your part? Then step up and actually help me with this. I'm trying to. What is this really about, Anna? You just don't get it. She storms out, leaving a fuming wake behind. I catch a glimpse of Zavala in the corridor. He was listening. You're using stasis? Zavala asks condescendingly. I get to hear it from you now, too? Okay. When there was a vanguard, I thought I had all the answers. Perhaps that was our undoing. But now I know that commanding has as much to do with giving orders as it does to listening to others' needs. Don't be like I was, angry and trying to control everything. Listen to your sister. Consider why she's asking this of you. I have. We're here, approaching now, Anna calls out, her voice echoing on down the corridor. Hoped I'd never see this thing again as long as I lived, Zavala says as we come face to face with the Leviathan. Chapter 7. Commandeered. Commander Zavala, it is good to see you. Or what remains of you, Queen Marasov says, with a cutting elegance as we exit our ship and board the Leviathan. I believed you dead. Part of me was. I am glad to have found you, he says. We are in need of all the allies we can find, and you bring the Brave sisters, I see. I bow. It's good to see you again, my queen. I learned in my time with her, before everything collapsed, that the queen is particular about her customs. Mara smiles back at me. And you, my friend. Where is Callus? Zavala asks. We are unsure about his whereabouts, a problem for another day. She's surrounded by Cabal and Fallen working alongside of what's left of the Awoken army. I had heard some defected to Eris after Mara's failed assaults. Everyone has lost so much to the Dark Armies. I'm surprised you don't have Vex here as well, Anna says discourteously. An attempt at humor, my queen, I say, nudging Anna in hopes of conveying to her that the queen expects respect. The Vex are trapped in time by our betrayer and her dark army, Mara says. We have something that we can believe. We have something that we believe can turn the tide, Zavala says, gesturing towards Rasputin. The Warmind can locate the Traveler using Clovis Bray's tracking algorithm. We know how to capture the Traveler once we find it, but we'll need your army to build the harness. I've slowly been gathering forces in preparation of striking back at Eris and the Witch Queen. I would invite you to join our ranks and swear allegiance, but I can smell the aroma of darkness around you, Mara says, her gaze resting on me. My queen, I say, lowering my head. I am wielding stasis, but we want the same end to survive this. She's unconvinced. Elizabeth, you once asked me to pick a side, even if it was the wrong one. Tell me, did you choose correctly? She asks. I sure hope so, since I am at your side once more. Mara and Zavala exchange a loaded glance and he nods, offering his approval. Do not mistake my hospitality for trust. You will earn it on the battlefield. I bow again. Anna does not. Later, as I approach the Queen's quarters, I overhear Zavala. Have to be aware. I do not fully trust her. I think she has a thirst for darkness. We will do our best to keep an eye on that one, Mara responds. How could they still not trust me? If things go south, I'll do it myself. Anna is my friend after all, he replies. Oh. What are they saying? Anna whispers, startling me. Nothing. Let's go, I say quietly. Is there a spy in our midst? Mara calls out. Not quiet enough, I guess. No, ma'am, we were just coming in to talk strategy, Anna says as we enter the room. Quick thinking. The Leviathan presents some interesting possibilities. My forces are constructing the harness as we speak. No matter what advantages you believe we have, we are still underprepared for the threat we face. Eris Morn is powerful in ways even I do not comprehend. She is using the darkness to its full potential. What if we were able to do the same? But with the light, I propose. The thought of unending expanse of space, we see through the unending expanse of space, we see a soft light, a beacon, the Traveler. There you are, Zavala says to himself as Mara and her makeshift army ready themselves. As we approach, I am awestruck. I forgot how massive it is. We have one shot at this. Red says he's able to access some of the ship's higher functions and weaponry, dormant satellite arrays as well. Could prove useful, Anna says. Some good news, finally, Zavala exhales. Elizabeth. Suddenly, Zavala collapsed to the floor, grabbing his head, screaming loud enough to echo through the Leviathan. What happened? Mara demands. I don't know, he just fell, Anna responds. His eyes open wide. He calms, then he speaks. We need you. Return to us. Is he speaking to the Traveler? You chose us before. Please, give us another chance. He closes his eyes and rubs his head. It intends to run, Zavala says, standing and regaining his composure. What are we going to do? Anna asks. Zavala releases a deep, focused breath. Take it back. By force. Launch the harness, Marasov commands as her crew gets to work. Fires as the Traveler becomes aware, burning with a rich, luminous glow. Too bright to keep staring. Shield my eyes, hoping we built this right. The Leviathan shakes, and I grab onto the wall to keep from falling. The light fades and my eyes adjust. Sure enough, the harness is latched onto the sphere like a barnacle. 6 arms grip tight. The Leviathan erupts in applause. I look for Anna, but I can't find her in the mass of bodies. We're coming home, Ikora, Zavala says pridefully. Chapter 8. Migration. I heard you the other day, I say, barging into Zavala's quarters. He's mid-shave. Anna, you said you'd kill her. He wipes his blade clean and washes his face. If I have to, yes, he says. What makes you think you'll have to? I've known Anna for a long time. Something isn't right. Weren't you just advocating that I listen to her? I wanted to see if something was off with you as well. You're a bastard, I seethe. I'm making sure we're successful. You wouldn't even be here if it weren't for her. You'd be rotting away on that wreckage. Are you done? She's my sister, my responsibility. You don't get to make that call. I know whose shoulders bear this burden, and in this moment, he does too. Then if it comes to it, let's hope you have the strength to see it through. For all our sakes, he says. The Leviathan is quiet, not the atmosphere of a rallied army charging headfirst onto victory. This feels like a death march. It's not my place to rouse the crowd, so I stand next to Anna and watch. As we approach the moon, Traveler locked in tow within the harness. Everyone knows their part. I would like to say I will see you all again on the other side, but we know this isn't true. That's not why we're here. We are here to stop Eris Morn at all costs, Zavala says. He and Mara exchange a glance and a nod. He walks past us without another word, past the Cabal and Fallen. Guess he doesn't like goodbyes either. We have arrived. Ready yourselves, the Queen orders. Make no mistake, Eris will die this day. We rush into the dropships, leaving Rasputin to pilot the Leviathan. I join Anna and Mara on our journey to the surface. And for all those years, I did what I had to do. But I am sorry it was at the expense of us, I say. Save it for after. We're gonna win. The dropship hits the ground with a thud, sending tremors through me. The door opens and we're greeted with a frontal assault of Thrall. We come out firing. It's chaotic, but through the turmoil, I spot the Scarlet Keep. I see Eris Morn, drawing power from beneath the surface, and I see an army of Dark Guardians stampeding towards us. I look up to the Leviathan and the Traveler, aglow in the phosphorescent haze. He's doing it. Zavala is overcharging himself with light, siphoning it from the Traveler using Gaul's plans and tech. Good luck, Commander, and thank you. Anna and Mara fight through the hive mercilessly as the Dark Guardians approach. I find Anna and signal towards Eris. In lockstep, we carry out our assault. Anna opens fire on a hunter while I cover her, blasting a flanking ogre with stasis. Anna drops a grenade under its massive feet, and a second later, it's dust. Eris spots us, and I swear she's smiling. From behind the keep, a full brigade of the Awoken Armada arises, perverted with hive, thorns, and insignia. Now's the time, Warmind. As the Awoken defectors fire onto the battlefield, they're blasted out of the sky by satellite arrays in a dazzling display. I can feel Eris's frustration at this. Then I see her, shrouded in darkness, performing a summoning ritual. A singular beam of blinding light tears through the black sky at the velocity of a shooting star, heading straight for the Scarlet Keep. Give him hell, Commander. He collides with the structure so precisely he only creates a small fissure. After a moment, an explosion, bright and disastrous, completely levels the keep to rubble. We hear a deafening scream throughout the field that could only be Savathun. Mara races to us. The witch is weakened. We strike now. Eris is regaining her footing as we close in. All of my detractors in one place. Thank you for bringing them to me, Anna, she says and smiles. I turn to Anna, confused. She pulls out a knife and raises it towards Mara. I make a move to stop her, but I can't. I'm frozen in place. By Anna. She stabs Mara soft in front of us. You're welcome, my queen. Stasis and blood drip from her hands. We're all dark eventually, Eris says with glee. Chapter 9. The Return. What have you done? I scream as Marasov's body drops lifelessly to the ground. Elsie, listen to me. This was necessary. The darkness cannot thrive while believers of the light remain. There is a world beyond this conflict. Let's go there together, Anna pleads. This is not the way, I cry and ready my stasis. Elsie, please don't do this. You can still join us. Don't you want to be a family again? Not like this. Not through death and betrayal. Zavala was right about her. I remember the promise I made. I forgive you for all the years you kept me in the dark. I know you were trying to protect me. Forget the past. We can start over. Let me protect you now. She says with such sincerity that I know she's far too gone to reason with. The look on Anna's face tells me she knows where I've landed. She's genuinely hurt, gritting her teeth to stop herself from crying. I try to raise my hand to blast her, but she's already on the move. Anna attacks and stabs me in my side, disconnecting core components. My left arm goes limp. I look up to see Eris summoning a portal. The Vex come flooding through. Our army of Cabal and Fallen are being eviscerated. The Vex Hydras swarm the Leviathan and open fire. If I could cry, I would. We lost. Again. Suddenly, Eris stands above me with a twisted grin. Do you want to see what the path of self-righteous yields? You call it protection, but all Anna felt was abandonment. You left a void. Darkness filled it. You have bigger problems, I say, looking to the sky. Piercing noise emanates from the Traveler. Its brilliance begins to swell. Worried and confused, Eris commands all her forces to focus on killing it with dark energy. It didn't have to be this way, Anna cries as she drives the knife into me once more. You could have been with me. I finally shatter my own binding, blasting her with stasis. She flies back, locked in the air. I see her struggling. Anna, she's corrupted you. No, she gave me purpose. Damn it all, I know what I have to do. I kiss her forehead as I turn her blade and thrust it into her. Her eyes go wide, and some semblance of my sister returns before she fades. Elsie. She trails off into the void. My own sister. Eris will pay for this. The darkness energy Eris manipulates, canvases the landscape, and makes its way to the sky. I see the traveler getting brighter as the darkness encapsulates it. I race towards Eris, but I'm too late. In an enchanting explosion, the traveler's light enshrouds all in totality. Then darkness. I'm awake. I see a tower. The tower. I'm in the last city. It's thriving, bustling with life, children laughing. There's a small parade. I fight through the crowd to find Cave 6 at the center of it. I think I finally got him this time, he shouts as a beardless Zavala greets him. Tanix has been dead before, Zavala says. From behind him emerges a core ray, like a vision. Let the new hunter Vanguard bask. He's earned it. I'm so sick of this scene, of hearing these words ever since the day I killed my sister. That was the first time. Now I've lost count. No matter what I do, it always ends the same. Blood and betrayal. Then I'm back to where I started. Right here. I'm being taunted, punished, forced to relive this loop. There has to be a way out. I will find it. I have to save my sister.